previous obligation, so I couldn't be here that evening. So I've had an opportunity to kind of look at this from a long, hard approach, and I appreciate all the phone calls that I've received on this. I appreciate all the emails I received on this, all the face-to-face communications I received on this as well. I think they're probably, in the time that I've been on the city council previously, as well as the time now, I don't think there's been received as much communication on the topic in a long time on such an issue. The process I went into kind of deciding my thoughts on this were long and hard. One of the things I thought about was what is allowable, first of all, and then I went into looking into the specific concern that I heard from all the residents. And I will say some of the, while I think it is understandable for a variety of reasons on some of the concerns that might be there, I will say I was a little troubled and a little concerned about some of the rhetoric that I heard from this standpoint too. The mayor mentioned tomorrow night we have National Night Out, and that is an event that is meant to bring the community together and celebrate all of our residents and our neighborhoods in the community. And I just had a concern when I hear comments about certain folks or certain types of people should not live in this community. That really puts me on edge. So if we take that off the table and say, that's really an irrelevant factor, because we don't know what somebody's lifestyle or whatever shouldn't really have any bearing on where they decide to live. So we take that off the table, then what are we really dealing with here? And I did the same thing, looked at what Casey and Shelley, and I'm sure Mike and Shane as well, looked at in terms of the commercial development issue and the traffic issue. The traffic issue was studied by the city and looked at, and I felt comfortable with their findings on that. The commercial development thing was one that actually had was probably the strongest argument for me. As I looked into it, one of the things that I was reminded about, and one of the things that I looked back into my old files about, was the previous zoning, and it's been clear to me that the zoning now is still less dense than what was originally proposed there when it was proposed as residential previously. And the only reason why it was rezoned to commercial was because of the belief that another plot would be more dense than it ended up turning out to be. So when we look at that, you say this is still less dense than what it was originally proposed to be. When we take out the other argument off the table, when you take off the issue of traffic, I find a difficult reason not to support this when they've gone through the right channels. I will say this with a caveat. When I first got back onto the council, we had an issue with the developer and residents in the community, and I said it then, and I'll repeat it again too. The communications between our developers and our residents need to improve, and the trust factor between many of our developers and our residents, at least in my time back on, doesn't seem to be what it should be. And that's one of the things I think we probably could spend some time, or probably should continue to urge some factors in that, and so we can gain some trust back between those who choose to make an economic investment into our community and provide housing, and those who choose to live in this community. So I would like to continue to see that improve, because it's not on par with what it needs to be. But with that being said, I don't see a compelling reason for us not to support, for at least for me not to support the rezoning back to what it was originally proposed to begin with.